Good morning, everybody. Good morning. We are back. We are back again. My name is the Saubrey Boyz Walefatshe from a TBR Solution Sports Forum. I'm with last one, Tshepang Kgole, and then we are sad this morning. We are sad because we lost in Nigeria. And then big up to the Nigerians. They were really supporting us. We had supporters away from home, which is quite good. It's quite pleasing. And maybe it will occur well, to lessen the tension that we normally see, That was very great to see that. Thanks, Nigerians, for supporting us. We are brothers at the end of the day. Not to say we are against the Morocco, they're still part of us, but it was pleasing to see that Nigerians were behind Orlando Pirates. Now, last one, welcome to the show.
Yes, good morning to you, Mr. Chabalala, and to the viewers out there. And it's a new day. A lot of news that we need to unpack, especially what happened last night. But yeah, hope everyone enjoys what we have in store for them.
Look, yesterday or last night, we saw the game. Very interesting. And then we scored 1-1. Remember, we scored in the dying minutes. I don't want us to talk about penalty, referee, and so on, all right? I'm just looking at the game. Well done to Orlando Pirates to go up to the finals, but it doesn't end there. Remember, we are the big R. The big R stands for all the positive R words. One of them is to reflect and review. Now let's review, all right? We are not coaches, but we can see, like everybody else, we can be part of those millions and billions who are coaches and start discussing what we think is the problem. Let me start here, Tshepang. What do you think could be the real problem? Because if I look what happened, I've been saying this to Mandla. Sometimes Mandla Ngigazi take it personal. He think that I'm attacking him as a person, whereas I'm not. I'm just asking questions that is prevailing out there. And then my asking of questions gives him the opportunity to give a point of view, to make people out there to understand. All right. Because it may not be his problem only. The problem is bigger than his. All right. The way I see it, it's a South African problem. We lack goals in South Africa. I think we don't have strikers. I don't know what should be done. Whether we should be in a situation whereby strikers are developed and then so that we can have quality strikers. We can go throughout the history of the PSL, NSL, and PSL. Not too many goals are being scored, all right? At some point, we saw Golden Boot in South Africa being won by a person who scored 16 goals or 15 goals, all right? So I think that's where the problem is. You go now, Kaizer Chiefs, one of the biggest teams in the country, their leading goal scorer, which is Kgole, is 8 goals. Pirates, they're not there even on the top 10 of goal scoring charts, all right? Yes, the other argument could be, no, everybody should score. Yes, Sundowns, everybody's scoring, but Shaolile is also leading, and Shaolile is a Namibian. There's nothing wrong with that. But it looks like we don't have goal poachers. That's my argument. I may be wrong. I don't know what to take. Tshepang, may you kindly come in.
Yes, with what happened last night, for me, my first point, and it's a very important one. Orlando Pirates lacked sense of urgency, in that game. Sense of urgency. Watching the game in the first half, I was very irritated because I felt like they should have killed the game a long time ago. I mean, that team um, was actually not there, not present at all in that game yesterday, throughout the whole game and the extra time. Orlando Pirates, I don't know, they were very cautious. I don't know why they were playing too cautious, but they were actually dominating that game. Orlando Pirates should have killed that game a long time ago, but sense of urgency is what I'm saying that I think brought them down. And going forward as well, they were not clinical. They were not taking their chances. You know, I think they allowed the team to be in the game instead of them killing the game off very, very early. You know, that's the one thing actually. A lot of people were tweeting about and just saying that they should have killed the game a long time ago, giving the team a chance to actually be champions without them even having one shot on target. You know, throughout the whole game, they just had one with the goal that they scored on the penalty spot. That's it. You know, the team only had one corner out of the whole game. So I don't know, but as you are saying, we're lacking strikers in our country, and Orlando Pirates definitely doesn't have any strikers. Didn't have any strikers present on the day. Even looking at their bench, there was no one close that even has 6 or 7 goals currently this season alone. So that says a lot. Tells you that there's a crisis, in our country when it comes to strikers and the national team as well. So yeah, I think it's something which they need to look at. They need to look into, and we also need to look into once the season is done. I mean, there must change needs to happen. They must look at Sundowns. Sundowns has probably 6, 7 strikers, you know, but given the chance, put any one of them in the starting 11. They'll definitely give you something because they show you that they are hungry and they are ready and they are very fully oiled machine. So the likes of Orlando Pirates, Kaiser Chiefs as well, even other teams as well. I think it's things that they need to consider, look into, and they need to start fixing going forward.
Well, I understand what you are saying, but the other issue could be, is it a lack of strikers or is the lack of assist? Why am I saying that? What I've seen in terms of South African footballers, he goes to the byline. Instead of crossing the ball back, just like you see Jody Alba does, just like you see Daniel Vez does, all right? With Messi burying them. No, they want to score from that awkward position. They want to score a brilliant goal, all right? So I think that should also be looked at. When I always argue and say, don't look at Messi. Messi is not a scorer. He's a total footballer. He's a scorer. He leads with assists, all right? So maybe we are blaming strikers only to find our players are not trained well in terms of they must understand that football is a team sport. Assist, all right? You go to byline, don't try to score from that position. I've seen it many times. The players will always try to squeeze it in, or doing something miracle, which has never been done, and it's very difficult. Do you understand? That could be one of the problem. All right, and then you see Andy Lechali coming from midfield, supplying. Hence, Shaulile kills the you know what, the goals. You see Mshishi supplying, assist. Is it that time that we should look at assisting?
I mean, on that point, you've got a very valid point there. So when I was watching the game last week, at Orlando Stadium, the second leg of the semi-final, I was watching Lodge. Wow, what an exceptional player. Personally, I could say that Lodge is back. His form has been incredible over the past 3, 4 games. His influence in the team. I think he was the only one, well, up front, not at the back, but up front, showing that he wants it more than any of these players. You know, the hunger and his play, how he displayed it on the day was incredible. You know, when Lodge has the ball, it's a matter of understanding. Um, Lodge kept on supplying Pepra, which is the striker which they started off with. Pepra, the 23-year-old Ghanaian, the one with the dreads. You know, I think the lack of understanding is a problem. You know, when Lodge has the ball, he would keep on supplying the striker, but the striker isn't understanding or does not understand the style of play or what type of role he's supposed to play. When Lodge has the ball, the runs are bad, too many mistakes, no level of understanding, and then it becomes a problem. When Lodge always, every time when he has the ball, lack of movement going forward is a problem. You know, the Pirates players, that's why I said the sense of agency was not there. They are too slow in going forward, you know, when one of the key players has the ball, which is the attacking midfielder, has the ball. We're supposed to go up front. And when he looks ahead, there's no one. They are all playing too deep. So watching that game live and watching it yesterday also, but behind the TV screens, it's still the same thing because when I analyzed that game, uh, the strikers were still doing the same thing when Lodge has the ball. So what does that tell you? He can't do everything on his own. And watching the game even yesterday, he still showed the level of hunger. He was fighting a lot, you know. He was the one player when he has the ball, you think that something good will come out of this. But still, the players are not understanding. They don't understand their role. So that's the problem. The supply is there, it's always there, but I think it's the strikers, you know. So hear what I'm saying? We're always coming back to the point of the strikers. So the strikers are a problem, hence why it's the lack of goals within the team. So that situation up front, the number 9, definitely needs to be fixed because the supply is there, but the decision making and the role the strikers are supposed to play is totally wrong.
Well, I think I would not totally agree with you there in terms of supply, because we'll check at the assist now. Have we ever in South Africa had a 20 assists? That's never happened. That's never happened. 20 assists. An assist should not come only from one person. It should come from all angles. Then we'll get goals. All right. I'm not saying Lodge is not doing his best, but it should not come from him. The last time we had 25 goals, guess what? It was Colin Basuma in the season 2004 and 2005. You were young by that. 25 goals. That was the last time. Colin Basuma, Zambia. All right. Then the other person who came close to that was Bele Nomvet, all right, who scored 20 goals. All right. And then during which season, by the way, while he was still playing from Rocker Swallows, he 20 goals during the season 2011-2012. All right, it was hard to go the other side. Paul Ndlanya, who once played for Kaizer Chiefs, he once scored 21 goals in season 1998 to 1999. Did you get a point? And this is worrying. And then you also have a guy from Zimbabwe winning what you call Dennis Lotter, winning the Golden Boot with 15 goals. You see, so those are a worrying factor. You know, even if you can go on the assist, they are lacking. They are lacking in terms of assist. They are lacking. So I think it's not only Pirates' problem, it's team's problem, the South African football. Even the national squad, that's where we are lacking. During the time of Ndogi's Dr. Kumalo, you would used to supply a lot of balls to your Mark Williams and Phil Masinga, Benny McCarthy, and then they would to bang goals. I think we lack goals. and then not only goals and assist. All right. I was talking to my niece yesterday. I was saying people are missing a point. What is more crucial and very important in life is time. The time you spend is very important because you need to account for every second, every minute, every hour, every day, every week, every month, every year. Now, the 5 minutes that we have, or 10, 13 minutes that we have as a show, we'll never get it back again. It's gone. And I said, never in life live a life of postponing. Avoid to postpone. Well, sometimes circumstances forces you to postpone, but avoid to postpone. Let the things be done. If they say, what you call, deadline is on the 30th of August, submit now if you can. All right? You know why? Because you'll never know what's going to happen. You may get sick. But once you have submitted, you have complied. Now, you may ask, why am I talking like this? Do our players spend their time wisely? I once heard Jomo Sote said, you know, our players, they're happy wearing their Pirates tracksuit, go to the mall, attracting the girls, waste of time. All right? And if I look at Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, these guys, they'll serve as a measure. They spend their time, you know, sharpening their craft. So that is why even today they're doing well. That's my argument. Last one, I think let's close it. We want to hear the people out there, what's your take? Do you agree with us when we say we are lacking goals and assists? Because like we say, Paris should have killed the game yesterday. The coach himself, post-match conference, he said we're dominating. Unfortunately, could not put the ball in the back of the net. But we can't continue to talk like that all the time. There must be a solution. There must be an imbizo of so-called coaches. Shakes is a coach now. They must go and sit down and talk. Do you understand? And say, how do you resolve this problem? That's my argument. So probably you have a better view. Like I normally say, you know what? You guys sometimes are clever than us. We are trying. We don't underestimate anyone. But thank you for watching the show. Thank you for listening. And then please continue to subscribe. Make sure that you recruit more people for this TBR solution, sports TBR solution sports forum. Last one, may you finally bid the viewers farewell.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Shabalala, and to the viewers out there. It was a lovely show. Yeah, let's hear your views. What went wrong last night? What went wrong to Orlando Pirates? And let us know what happened, what seems to be the problem, and how we can fix it going forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. My name is the Saubrey Boyz Walefatshe from the Big R, or TBR Solution. One of the companies owned by TBR Solution is the Big R Financial Services, an authorized financial service provider. I'm sure you have noticed that the past few months or so, we've seen a lot of deaths, and those deaths are attributed to mental illness. Mental illness can be caused by anything, can be caused by stress, depression, and stress and depression can be caused by a number of things: lack of finances, or financial problem, or social problem, or marital problem. So they cause all those problems. We in the financial sector, we see it almost now and again, because we work with various organizations like GPF, Independent Fund Organization. But while I'm still there, let me stress, we don't have a formal relationship with GPF, but we work with them because most of our people are from there. Now, working with those people, you know very well that people who are working for the government, they're expected to retire at the age of 60 and above, right? If you retire earlier than that, then you are being penalized by GPF. And sometimes people say, no, I need money. So what do? They resign. They say, no, let the money go to my bank account. Once you do that, you are tax heavy. So you need to bear that in mind, okay? But now, let's say for argument's sake, you are 55 as we speak and above, and you are contemplating of either resigning or going on pension in the next 3 months or so, just drop us a WhatsApp so that we help you to expedite for your payment. Because according to the GPF rules and, and pension fund law, once a client or a member receive an SMS that they've received your forms, that means they have 60 days to complete the process. And mind you, the 60 days is a maximum. It doesn't mean it has to take 60 days. It's a maximum. Now, sometimes we see people that don't get their money for 2 to 3, 4, 5 months, 6 months, even more, or a year or so. And then there, the problem could emanate either from the GPF side, employer side, a member himself. So what do? We try to expedite that process by making sure that we understand the workings of GPF. If it's a member, we help him to do the right thing. The same with GPF, the same with employer organization. Now, remember, as I have already said, that with GPF, it's 60 and above. Now, and then we say if you're 55 or more, you can contact us. And another good element is this, with the fund that we are working with. There is a whole lot of flexibility. You can decide how much you earn. That's how flexible it is. And if, let's say, you pass on, you and your spouse, you can nominate anyone. You are not limited to your immediate family, like your biological children or an officially adopted children. Remember, even your children, they can benefit as long as they're 22 and below. But with us, it doesn't matter. They can be above 22, they can be your elders, or they will still benefit because you nominated them. And then we try by all means that when we take the money from GPF and invest with credible fund organization, we try by all means that you are least taxed, all right? And then, and even you are not punished because you are not taking the money, because you are taking to another fund. So which means an independent and credible fund. So it means that there's no need to tax you more. So those are some of the advantages that are there. So you need to bear that in mind. And then if you want to know more, just drop us a WhatsApp on our WhatsApp number. Then we'll call you back. You don't have to call us. We'll call you back and see how can we expedite it. I thank you.